おい、白猫。
白猫って私のこと？私にはシスティーナって名前が。
愛している。実は一目見た時からお前に惚れていた。はい、注目。白猫の顔が真っ赤になりましたね。見事言葉ごときがあいつの意識に影響を与えました。言葉で世界に影響を与える、これが魔術の基本。バカ、教科書投げんな。バカはあんたよ、このバカバカバカ。
There is nothing more satisfying than watching a character casually demolishing anybody who stands in his way. They are strong, arrogant, elegant, and appealing, yet they strike fear in the hearts of all those who are stupid enough to oppose them. They have no concept of restraint. On the contrary, they will demolish your miserable ass even before you realize it. That is why, for today, we are counting down our picks for the top 10 anime featuring a kick-ass male lead.
平たく言や、あんたに惚れた。よいね、わしの女になれ。
Coming in at number 10, we have NURA, the Rise of the Yokai Clan. NURA Clan's third heir, Rikuo NURA, is expected to inherit his grandfather's Nurarian as the head of the NURA clan, following his grandfather's example. However, Rikuo, on the other hand, is a peace-loving young man who would rather spend his time playing video games with his classmates. If only reality were as simple. After he and his friends are targeted by yokai, his life takes a turn for the good. It's only after that he realizes he must become the supreme commander of all yokai in an effort to eradicate this threat and put an end to this menace. Did I mention the person who hates yokai has a quarter of his blood made up of yokai blood? He is one of the most self-assured and ruthless characters you will ever come across in your life.
安全ピンを抜く。2、敵に向かって投げる。遮蔽物に隠れて身を守る。
1、安全ピンを抜く。2、敵に向かって投げる。3、遮蔽物に隠れて身を守る。
Ange Vierge. The story of the card game follows what happens when Hyro portals suddenly open, fusing 5 different worlds together. As a result, various Exceed powers are awakened in teenage girls. An academy for these so-called progress girls is built on the isolated Saren Island in the Pacific.
なんだてめえ。
すまん、邪魔したわ。
助けなさいよ。
いくらモテないからってだな。
ダメ、先生逃げて。
助けろっつったり逃げろっつ。
ズドン。
Coming in at number 8, we have AKASHIC Records of Bastard Magical Instructor. Glenn Radar is a laid-back type of guy who could not care less about everything. His master forces him into an elite magic academy as an instructor. How original. However, he is the exact opposite of what you would expect from an instructor. Despite the fact that the rest of the class views him as incompatible and a slacker, they are shocked to learn that he is actually a former assassin from the Imperial Court Mage Corps who is the best among the best and is forced to reveal his identity. To put it mildly, this anime has a lot going on. If you're looking for an anime with a powerful protagonist surrounded by female allies, give this one a shot. Coming in at number 7, we have Undefeated BAHAMUT Chronicle. What are the odds of a person slipping into a woman's bathroom on top of a girl and it turns out that girl is the princess of the kingdom? It's pretty high if you ask me. Lux Arcadia, our MC, manages to do all of that in the first 10 minutes of the story. On the surface, he appears to be a happy young man. However, there is more to this guy than meets the eye. He is known by the name of Black Hero and is reviled by all. He has full control over the Black Dragon and is more capable of annihilating any army all on his own. He is responsible for the kingdom's worst nightmare, and I forgot to mention that he happens to be the former prince of the Arcadia Empire.
Are you alright? Say something!
Coming in at number 6, we have KAZE no Stigma. Kazuma Yagami is a very arrogant, badass, and easygoing type of guy who was excommunicated by his family for his inability to manage fire magic. However, he comes back to the city after 4 years as a wind-style user and bears the mark of the Contractor. His bright, flashing blue eyes signify his abilities as a contractor, with the wind spirit as someone who is entrusted with the powers of his domain. Furthermore, upon his arrival in the city, he is accused of murdering members of his own family, as if his life could not get any more complicated. Overall, it's a must-watch anime for people who love to watch unfazed characters.
僕生きてる。
正気に戻られましたね。
悪い悪い、一日勘違いしたわ。てくす、サザル不注意め。
自業自得でしょ。正気に戻ったならさっさと姫殿下のおみ足から離れなさい。
Coming in at number 5, we have Alderman of the Sky. Ikta Solork is one of the most unmotivated characters you will ever meet. He spends most of his time sleeping and slacking off on a branch somewhere. He has a different outlook on life than the rest of the people around him, and he does not believe in raw strength. His philosophy of life is somewhat bizarre, to say the very least. He does not believe in brute strength and always tries to have a strategic advantage over his enemies, but when it comes to the brain department, he is a wizard of unexpected moves and manages to oversmart anyone or everyone around him. Calling this guy undefeated would be a great understatement. Though he harbors fond memories of his childhood friend Yatori Shino Igsem and, for some reason, bears a never-ending hate towards the Empire. This is a story about a group of friends who, due to some unexpected events, become ensnared in a war with several strategies, mind tricks, and plot twists coming along the way.
君は俺にとって大切な人だから。それが俺の伝えたかったことだよ。
はい。
Coming in at number 4, we have Record of the GRANCREST War. Theo Cornaro, a young promising boy who holds the ambition to achieve greatness in his life, one day meets a beautiful, elegant woman, Saluka Melodies, who is a 17-year-old talented mage, and she immediately took a liking to the boy and decided to be his mage. It is a story of conquering and conquest, with lots of war strategies going on, along with a love interest between the two protagonists. They're both inspired by the ideology that all evil and demonic beings must be exterminated from the face of the planet in order to unite the world under one banner. Overall, this fantastic anime has something for everyone. It is a convoluted narrative of two people who went from nothing to everything, and I would personally suggest it to everyone who has not seen it yet.
わもう一度やってみたいのじゃ。
宮本なの。パパ。さっきのゆれお姉ちゃんみたいに香りお姉ちゃんとチューするの？どういうことかな？かな？みんなはお仕事に行ってたんだよね。なのにどうして言え。
Coming in at number 3, we have ARIFURETA from Commonplace to World's Strongest. Hajime, along with all of his classmates and teacher, is mysteriously summoned to a fantasy world, followed up by entitling them as heroes of this world. It just so happens that our protagonist also happens to be a synergist and is considered an apathetic and weak guy, which is why one of the members of the group decides to purposefully attack Hajime with his magic while they were on an exploring mission inside the dungeon. Because of this, Hajime was knocked down to the deepest point of the dungeon. However, he's still alive. I mean, what else would you expect from the main character? This guy makes it out alive and transforms into the exact opposite of his former self, and now has a very bad attitude, to say the very least. Coming in at number 2, we have Plunderer. The story is set in a post-apocalyptic world where every aspect of an individual's power, prestige, and status is determined and governed by the number of digits on their body. The more digits an individual has, the more power and influence they command. The legendary Aces, a group of mysterious warriors known throughout the lands, have an incredible count and can even modify them at will, and if just so happens that our protagonist, Lich Bach, is one of them. As if we didn't see that coming. The number of enemies he has slain is engraved on the blade of his sword.
あら、いつから私があなたの味方になったと勘違いしていたの？シオン、お任せを。
Coming in at number 1, we have That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Rimuru Tempest is one of the most powerful characters in anime history. Having been stabbed to death in his previous life, this man is transported to a mysterious magical world as Slime and now desires to seek out everything he did not have in his previous life. He can single-handedly annihilate any army or person if he really wants to. He also has an extensive arsenal of skills, including Predator, Raphael, Merciless, and if you thought this was enough, you couldn't be more further from the truth, as this guy possesses some of the most broken skills in all anime, such as time and space manipulation, to name a few. In Hell, he even has an entire army of demons alongside a dragon. He is the definition of overpowered and badass. If you enjoy overpowering characters, give this one a shot. If you're thinking about skipping it because the main character is a slime, then fear not. He'll take human form soon enough. And with that, we conclude our video. If you enjoyed this list, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification to stay up to date on all of our latest videos. Also, comment below on which anime from this list you enjoyed the most and whether you plan to watch any of them. And if you have any recommendations, leave them in the comments as well. As for now, I'll see you in the next one. Until then, peace.